All right,
Drivers,
folks.
to your cars.
Everybody headed to their cars. Here we are for the first qualifying race for the main event of the Bristol 270 here at Bristol Motor Speedway. And as you can see, on the front row there, we have two pink cars. We have Megan Grant starting on pole and Jill McBain starting on the outside pole. And you can look back through the field there on the left side of the screen and see where some of the notables are, including the point leader Chip Leatherman, who will start in 5th position in this race. Dustin Sloanaker starting back in 9th. Tom Browning starting back in 15th. There's the Daytona winner, Scott Toms. He's back in 16th. Ruger Strife making his first attempt to try to make his first race. He's going to have to come back from 23rd position in order to do so. And Stephen DeVincenzo and Kelly O'Barry bring up the rear. This race will be 175 laps. The weather is a little bit warmer than it was in the first practice session. In both practice sessions, it was about 62 degrees with a little bit of a wind. Here today, the weather is a little clearer, and it's 72, so it's going to be a little bit warmer out there. So these guys will be slip sliding all over the racetrack here today. Of course, the goal for most of these drivers is, again, that top 17, that coveted top 17. Those cars will be able to make an attempt and qualify for the main event. The others will have to wait out on provisionals and see if they make the field. Now, you will notice that at times I will cut out here for a little bit. I'm just getting over a little flu virus that's been going around, and I still have some remnants of it, a little cold here and there. So if you hear a little cough or something like that, don't be alarmed. It's just me feeling a little bit under the weather, but I am feeling a lot better, at least good enough today to broadcast both qualifying races. And I think it's kind of neat that we have both of the pink cars on the front row here in this first race. It ought to be a good show. A lot of cars going to have to really run well here today. Others, it's more or less a test session for them. 175 laps. We will take station breaks at lap 50. Lap 100, and then lap 150. We'll see the last 25 laps, 5 laps of the race. Unless there's a caution. If there's a caution, we might go ahead and take a break there for a little bit, just to settle everything down. This is the first short track race of the season. We've already been to Daytona with the restrictor plate. We had last week we had Atlanta, which was a pretty darn good show there. We'll see how the first time ever these cars running at Bristol. Last year's winner, Jeff Ward, by the way, he's sitting back there in the 10th position to start out with. He was the fastest of this first group in practice, so we'll see if he can march toward the front here early in this one. Should be getting started here in just a few moments. See Josh Barnhart there in the 3rd spot. He's always a threat here. Brandon Reese with a good qualifying effort after he missed out on Atlanta last week. Jill McBain with a great start to try to make her 2nd race in a row. Have to see how that goes. Said this race 175 laps. The main event, of course, about 100
Drivers,
laps more.
start your engines!
Here we go with the command to start the engines. Get them fired up here for race number 1. It isn't going to take long for them to get the green flag here. They'll pace this place around 15 seconds a lap. And they're off. Megan gets a good jump on the start. And the first lap is complete, clean and green. All 30 cars make it through the first lap. Race could be fast and furious, or it could be having a lot of caution. We'll have to wait and see. Megan's got the lead for now. Already 4 laps complete. That's how quick it gets. You can get around this one. Josh Barnhart's moved into second. Jill McBain in third. Chip Leatherman running in fourth. Chip has been pretty good this weekend. He was very good in practice. He was very good in this race last year. He recorded his first top 10 here last season. This is a good run for Megan. Megan had trouble last season. She ended up in a wreck, ended up in the 35th spot in last year's race here at Bristol. Pretty clean and green so far. No incidents to report of. It'll be interesting though as these laps wind down when the tires start to give up a little bit. Maybe asking, well, can somebody make it this far on fuel and tires? Fuel, it could be quite a stretch. Well, meanwhile, battle for second back here. Take a look at that. That's Jill McBain going under Josh Barnhart. And Jill McBain showing her stuff here. Chip Leatherman not far behind in car 10. Watch this battle here. Looks like Jill's going to get by. Now it's Chip's turn. Now Josh is fighting hard on the outside though. Robert Slowdaker down in this picture. The outside is not the place to be here at Bristol. If you get stuck out there, you can go to the back in a hurry. Here come the Slowdaker brothers now charging up through there. That's going to bring in Dina Katie into the picture. Now it looks like Josh may have... No, he's still stuck on the outside. That car not handling here early on. And back to our discussion about the tires and fuel. These cars can go about 150 laps on gasoline. The tires have so much give, you can't afford to stay out there. Just be sliding around all over the place. Of course, then again, you can't pit too early either and go lose 2 laps and then end up having a caution come out and ruin your day. I mean, they're almost 3 wide back there. Chad Grant gets around Josh. Put Chad up into the 7th position. Josh will go back into the 8th position. Josh's car seems like it wants to stay on the outside here. Back up front. Back up to Megan Grant here. 16 laps complete already in this one. And the car on the bubble spot right now is John Rucker at this current moment. straight hands. Oh, Brandon Reese. Reese has got to race his way in. Oh, a little contact there. Boy, Harmonica got into the back end of Justin Bond there. Had to chase it up the hill, and that allowed Ruger Strife to get on the bottom. Ruger trying to make his first race in the Lucas Foundation Ford there. That purple and white car. A lot of fighting going on back here. Now it finally settles down a little bit. There's Rucker. He's now working with Eric Bond here. Monica keeps dropping back. And Jeff Ford. And Jeff Ford has not been able to make any headway. He's actually falling back some. Other cars in the back. Tyler Summers going up the hill there. Monica making a move. There's Stephen DeVincenzo. He's back there with Adam Shane. Adam's gotta get in the race. Stephen will probably want to race his way in, but he's in pretty good shape with the points. Might be able to sneak in with the provisional. Here he is battling with Valentina. Dave Cheney there. Jordan Camp has got to race his way in. Elio Barry kind of struggling back there in 94. Back up front, 25 laps complete. So far clean and green. Chevrolet in first, Buick in second, Chevy in third, and then a pair of Dodges. Actually 3 Dodges. And the only car not in the top 10 right now is Ford's. Fords have been struggling this season. Front row cars, 1 and 2. Very surprised to see that 06 hanging in up there. We had a lot of comments about that pink car as well. A lot of them say that car reminds them of the Superflow car from Days of Thunder. It kind of does resemble that with the pink and white stripe on the car. Well, now they're going to run into some lap traffic here already. That's Tyler Summers. He's dropped way off the pace. If something happened to him, if he had a little help or what, but he has dropped considerably off the pace here. About ready to go a lap down early in this one. Meanwhile, Megan is under pressure from Jill McVeigh. Jill has really closed the gap. Right now, 119 miles an hour. All 30 cars still in the lead lap, still running. A couple machines might be going the lap down here shortly. Looks like that's Stephen DeVincenzo up there. The OWF Chevrolet, he's on the verge of going the lap down as well. Now it looks like everybody's kind of settled down and found their groove. Up here goes Jill for the lead. going to take the lead. So Jill, car 06, is making a strong case for the Buicks here. How about this run? Man, this car is looking good early on in this one. Still a long way to go, but this is a heck of a start. Really starting to close in now on those lap cars. We'll see how this affects the drivers. Already got 40 laps. Take a look back at the bubble spot. That belongs to Eric Bond at this point. He is holding serve in the 17th position. He's not even guaranteed to make the Bristol race after his struggles in the first two races. Can get close to the lap cars, but they cannot get close enough where they can make a pass. Looking back through the field because everybody's pretty much spread out at this point. Looks like just a normal, typical Bristol race. Had some close moments, but nobody has had any caution or any guys getting to the wall or anything like that yet. Well, we'll be right back as we approach lap 50. We'll be right back and continue on with this first heat race.